Well, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of RJ's Game Builder Garage games, where I go into Game Builder Garage and I basically make a game. Now, if you remember last week's video, I ordered an Arduino Leonardo and I basically put AGTD on it, and we've basically are making Visualized in Game Builder Garage. So what I've done here is, from the actual Visualized, I actually looked through the source code like I kind of normally do, and I looked at the stuff and I just looked for all the assets from here that I kind of need for Game Builder Garage, and I came across these 40 assets, which will, these 40 files, which will basically go into Game Builder Garage, and we're basically going to put all of these textures through here and here, and we're basically going to bring them to GBG. Going to take a bit of a break from actually writing the code for the game, and yeah. So what I have here is a folder with 40 textures. As you can see, it's got a bunch of simple things. I've got an optional one. This is the coin collect animation. We're probably not going to put that in there. We're probably not going to get that one in there. But what we've also done is I've basically brought in every other animation cell. If it's like, I've brought in as many animation cells as needed, because as you may know, Game Builder Garage has a strict limit of 8 on a lot of things. So things like this chameleon enemy, it actually does have an animation that lasts 8 frames, so I was able to copy it over in and of itself. The mushroom I had to copy over every other frame so it would fit that 8 frame rule, and the player I only was able to get, like, the player's animation is like 12 frames long, and so I brought in every other frame and allocated the others for the jumping animations. Other than that, we've got the coins, which does have a separate one as an icon, but I could just bring that in. These were the thumbnails for the skies. Settings buttons, we're probably going to implement that on the title screen. Grass floor, I made that into a single tile thing, so this way it'll go through and work perfectly with the GBG textures, which were designed to work in a square 64 by 64 aspect ratio. So yeah, there we go. So basically what I'm going to do is I am going to convert 5 of these textures at a time, and we're going to bring them into GBG. I'm probably going to start with some of the smaller textures like these, and then we're just going to plug in our Leonardo into GBG, fill in all 5 slots for the basic mode of AGTD here, and yeah, so let's get right on into it. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the coin animation, and I'm probably going to do the coin and the floor. Alright, so as you can see, pretty self-explanatory. These textures bring themselves over to GBG well, because this game, I mean, look at it. It's basically pixel art, so kind of checks out with GBG. The color palette kind of worked out. And so let's get it downloaded, and let me just copy it over to let me get in my text editor, copy, paste, and I've already allocated my 5 lines for each slot. And now we can just choose our next. Alright, so now the code is on the Arduino. So let's go back to the switch, and in fact, let's actually get it into a space where we have enough room to do the thing. And now push the button, and let's try it now. Let's see how that handled things. Alright, so now we're generating stuff, and yeah, there we go. There is our good old texture for the coin. So yeah, let's let it do its thing. I'll put it on time lapse. Alright, so we just finished getting the textures in. So yeah, looks pretty good. If not a little bit noisy, but that's probably because of dithering, you know. So yeah, let's bring in the next group of textures. I'm probably gonna stop filming here and I'll get back to you when we get done with all of the textures. Alright. Alright, so it's been about 5 hours in actual time, and yeah, I just finished copying over all of these. Each one of these big old stacks is like all of them grouped up together, so yeah, But yeah, there's quite a lot here. That's all 40 assets. I'm probably going to start sequencing the animations for probably just the coin, because yeah, it's gonna be easier to do it that way. And there we go, that's our coin. So yeah, and we're also gonna bind it to the coin thing. And so how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna do it in a very odd way. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use a bunch of equals things. So basically if this, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a coin counter or an animation counter that kind of ticks up every second. This way we can adjust and fine-tune, because we're going to have to do a lot of that, because yeah, compared to the actual visualized with a lot of differences in the frames, yeah, there's a lot that has to be done in order to do this stuff. But yeah, so what'll happen is that we will have a counter placed when I get done with this, and I will branch them together, and what'll happen is that it will count up every set time, basically. So what we have is a counter here, and we're going to set the outputs here, here, and basically on every frame. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the programmer thing and index them from 0, which is kind of a little easier to work with. So what we have is a range. In fact, we're actually going to loop, and we're going to do, and there we go, 3, and there we go. That's basically our coin animations there. So next thing we got to do is we've got to basically time it. For that, we will get a timer wherever that is, right there. Didn't want to resize it, but alright, there we go. Let's get it plugged into the count up, and I'm gonna have it set to basically oscillate, like, I'm gonna say every 1 millisecond, I guess. And let's see, we need to actually make it oscillate, which is something I did not really think of. Let's see. In fact, we might need to figure that out in a lot of other things as well. Yeah. Because yeah, it'll only work on the first one. Let's see. Button press. Constant. State change. We'll have it as an on start, I guess. And I'm thinking we will have that as the on start that will trigger it on, and then we'll have it, and then we'll figure out if we can loop it back to itself. Let's see. Can it be looped back to itself? No, it can't. It's a bit weird. So let's see. So let's try. Yeah, okay, it doesn't want to be looped back to itself. So I'm going to do a bit of logic gate trickery. So we're going to bring back the on start, but we're going to effectively put a not gate to it, and that's going to yet another not gate, which will invert it twice, which is probably the most garbage code idea ever, but basically it fools the AI into basically creating an oscillator for animating things, I guess. The other way I was planning on doing things was by going into the timer and just having a chain reaction of timers, and then there you go. And what'll happen is that instead of these equal signs, it would be that. And now we just got to put down constants, and we'll just put down another one. So basically, if it equals one thing, it will equal another. Let's see. I just came up with a better solution. I'm gonna wait a while before I get in on it though. Alright, so there we go. And I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll get into it. Okay, so we have 0. We've already got the 1. So we're gonna bring this to 2, and then the other one will be a 3. And there we go. And we brought it to 2, and we just need a 3. And there we go. But I think I've just come up with a better idea. Why don't we just use the constants, and we basically wait for we have another counter, and we will make it wait for it to loop to a 1 and increment by about 0.1, I think. And we'll just increment it by like some number. So there we go, loop 1 with a starting value of 0, and currently it's 1, so it'll be going on infinitely. But if we kind of just slow it down so it's like a 0.1, that'll take like 10 things to go on. And there we go, we're already oscillating already, so there we go. Also, another thing that I noticed, the third one isn't being activated because, yeah, and there we go. It's also kind of slowed down the animation a little, which is pretty good because it seemed like it was kind of running a little fast. So let's get to applying the texture. Now all 4 are connected. If we hit play and not pause, unfortunately we still have a bug there. So yeah, let's try it. And there's our coin. That doesn't look too bad. So now let's kind of fix up everything, and we'll also apply that oscillator system to the rest of it. Also, I'm thinking of making this launch object more of a box kind of thing, because it won't put it on its side. So we will get rid of visibility, solidity, and actually no, we want it to be destructible. So yeah, now let's try with that and see what that looks like. And it doesn't even generate, which is a bit of a problem. And yeah, so let's bring back visibility. Actually, let's make it solid. So yep, there's our little coin. Unfortunately, it's now not destroying itself like it should. So yeah. Also, what we need to do on all of the textures is we need to bring in we need to make it an, I think, X plus, I think. Let's see how that works. Yeah, X plus, bring that in. So let's make this one a cylinder, unfortunately. Yeah, because then our coin comes back. And let's try just launching a cylinder instead, because I think that's how it will work. And this way when we bring back that, we can have, yeah, 'cause that works. So let's bring our coin sprites to X center instead of X plus, so it's not on an actual face and it's actually 2D instead of 3D. Also, the others did not render on that side of things, so let's try here. Alright, so we're almost there. We just got to basically, we've basically got to change that from X center to, I think, Y center. Let's see what the fourth frame looks like here. Okay, well, that didn't do anything. Let's try again with Z center instead. It's a little weird. Yeah, there we go. Z center is going to be our best bet for this. And yeah, let's see how these coins look. Looks a little out of order, I think, but oh, I guess it's because I did skip a frame, but no, actually I didn't, because the original animation in Visualized was literally 4 frames. So let's also bring over the floor thing, and there we go. Now I will say this grass floor did not turn out as well as everything else in here. It's a little more redder, and also it's not about the same size as everything else. And with that, I think we can just make the boxes invisible, and we just have to basically size match them with the texture that we have. And yeah, we've basically made Visualized at this point. And it'll be really cool when we get to the land issues fixed, because yeah, it's still not generating properly. And let's just do a bit of a scale up here, because yeah, that's about like half the size, that texture. So let's try and make it like that, but we need to make it wider, so it's like that. Okay, let's try this one now. Yeah, okay, that looks perfect actually. Yeah, so there we go with GBG Visualized. Now all I gotta do is I just gotta make this. Now I just gotta make this texture only show up on the Z-axis or the Z-axis, depending on how you pronounce it. I'm probably gonna have it as like that, and there we go. Unfortunately, it is not generating right, so let's fix that one up. I think it might not be liking the little guardrails I've made for all of it. So, oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, through Z center it works perfect. Now we just need to fix the person node on with our animations, which we can do real quickly. I'm probably going to do that off camera. But yeah, I'm also going to, off camera, I'm going to work on the oscillator system, you know, improve that a little. I'm going to implement the sky into it, which I could probably even do now, but you know, this video's already drawn on long enough. But yeah, we've made it really far today. This by far was the longest to produce, but anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. If you like what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe. Remember, if you want to play the real Visualized, it's available as a prototype for free, so go ahead and try it. I have links in the description. And yeah, subscribe for more. There's definitely going to be a lot more cool episodes in the next week or two, so make sure to leave a like and subscribe for that. And yeah, and bye.